Okay, I just wanted to make a quick video about what I'm thinking about for this coming season. I know it's a few months off, and I've been looking at some apps that I'd like to use on my phone. I'm thinking about getting a new watch, and the apps that I have used in the past, obviously Strava. Everybody's used Strava. It's got to be the number one app for bikers, hikers, runners. Um, if you're familiar with an app that people use. You probably have seen Strava. So many people use it. It's like the Facebook of runners and bikers and so forth. Uh, Keeps great records on your rides, your runs. Coordinates a lot of things, but the problem with Strava is that they've increasingly put the squeeze on us free users. I understand, look, can't just do the stuff for free, got to pay something, but I wish there was a tier because it's either the basic Strava, which is getting less and less useful, or totally pro, you're an Olympic athlete, type of app. And I don't need all these extra things that they're talking about for training and discovering new routes is cool, and competing on segments. That's really all I want is competing on segments and keeping track of my health stats. I don't need advanced performance metrics. Just hey, here's where you were. This is where you are now. I just want to keep up with what I'm doing and keep a record of it, and then just compare against myself, against other people, and that's it. Maybe that's all it is. But I thought they would give you more analysis and tips and challenges and all these other things. Connecting to other people hasn't really worked for me. I live in an area where there's just not a lot of people. A lot of people do bike and run and so forth, but we're not getting together like I guess in cities and so forth. So activity recording, device support, social network, beacon on phones. I don't even know what that is. But route planning, I would like to have that. Um, some advanced metrics. I just need my heart rate. I don't need the power meter. I don't need all these other things. I just want to know if my heart is doing okay and if there's any problems. See, I don't need all this stuff up here. I don't need goal setting would be nice, but I don't need it. Training log. If they're just talking about, I just need something to record my work or my rides. Personal heat map would be nice, but I wish I could pick and choose and just buffet some of these things because I don't need the whole smash. But what they have been doing is taking some of these things away from free and putting it over here and then making this more expensive. I don't mind paying Strava. I just don't want to have to pay for all this stuff. Over $5. You get nickel and dime. A couple dollars here, a couple dollars there, and I'd rather pay for something and then just have it. I don't like subscriptions. I'm not a subscription guy. Which brings me to the next one that I've already spent money on. Komoot, they give you like the whole world of maps for $20. So I just went ahead and got that. And I like it very much because my one of my goals this year is that I want to be able to explore, go to new trails, go to places that I've not been to, and just check out the routes there. And these routes here on Komoot are pretty cool. They're not very good in my area. Hopefully, I could figure out how to add that to these maps and make Komoot even better for around here. But I like the way I like making the maps, making my route. Um, where if you start here and then you start making destinations, it'll make a route for you. There's other people that make much better videos about it, but then you get to see all the parts of your route. Is it have a lot of incline? What kind of Is it asphalt? Is it street, concrete, dirt and so forth? It'll tell you all these things. And that's one thing I really like about this app is that I don't want to get onto a path that is going to be too difficult or dangerous. And I definitely don't want to get lost when I go on my chosen path that I'm trying to explore. I don't want to, and if something happens to me, it'd be really nice if the app can tell somebody where I am. If I'm by myself and I'm in a place that I'm not familiar with, or just way out in the woods, it'd be nice to have people know where I am so they can come and get me in case I get into trouble. Not gotten into trouble, but I'm just thinking ahead, getting older, and the chance for injury is higher, especially where an injury that I won't be able to overcome and get out of the forest by myself. So I really would like to, those three things, be able to plan my route, be able to check out the difficulty of the route and make sure it's not too hard for me. And if I get lost or hurt, somebody can come, it can signal to somebody and help them find me where I'm at. So Komoot does that. It's a pretty good route. There's a couple of fiddly things about it that I won't get into here, but it's not perfect, but it's so far it's the one I'm really looking at using. Another one that I'm thinking about using, I know I'd said I wouldn't get into subscriptions, but if I'm just using it for a couple months, I'll do the monthly subscription and, for 3 or 4 months and just be done with it and then cancel it when I'm done doing the activity. Because you do it for a year, you forget about it, and then the next year it hits you again, and you're like, oh, geez. And that's how they do it. So I really don't like the yearly subscription unless I'm using it all year round. And this is going to be a summer thing mostly. But the footpath I really, really like. It is very iPad friendly. So I have an iPad with an Apple Pencil, and you can use your finger, but basically drawing your routes on here is super easy. It's one of the nicest. It's, I think, better than Komoot in that respect, that it's so much easier to draw your routes. Instead of doing waypoints, you could just draw it on your phone, on your iPad. I've already tried it out on the free side. Really, really good. Same type of features as Komoot. The only problem is that you have to use a subscription, whereas Komoot does that one-time deal. Then I'm looking at these apps right here. Trailforks, fantastic. It's like Strava level of map, exploring. And again, the problem is that if you want to be able to use it like I am on the computer here, on your phone, you have to get a subscription, and it's just not as good. They give you a small window of maps that you can use, and you unlock the rest of the maps by joining their subscription. And it's just not. I'd rather just get on my computer, look at the routes, and figure out what I want to do. They do a great job. So if I click on a trail here, it can show you where the beginning is. So let's see, let me find, did they show? Okay, so it's going this way. So in the beginning of this trail, which is over here, you can see, and it shows you on the trail where you're supposed to be. Hold on, let me get this set up. Okay, so if I'm here, you can see the dot was right over here. I can't do it with my mouse. I wish you could see my finger, but anyway, you could see on the map where this is and what kind of slope you're going to be doing, the difficulty, the grade. Gives you a good idea of what you're getting yourself into. And so using this with a Komoot or a footpath is the best. I wish there was one. I would pay for a footpath for sure if it had the type of engagement that Trailforks has. Where you can design your route, and maybe there is. I don't. I'm very ignorant. I'm still doing research on this, but I'd very much like to be able to have the type of color coding here, of these routes like you do on Trailforks, coupled with the ease of making a route using your finger or a pencil on your phone or iPad. The last website that I'm looking at is MTB Project, and this is actually, it would be my favorite. They do a really good job of helping you find good routes to go on. The problem is that when I log in with my Apple ID, it doesn't work. It's like, oh, we got to fix it. And it's been over a month since I tried logging in, and so I can't get an account going with my Apple ID. And so I just kind of gave it up. It makes it a lot easier using my phone if I can use the Apple ID. And I know you can use another ID and so forth, but at some point, you're out on the trail, it resets, and you forget your username and password instead of having it all under the Apple. Yeah, I'd prefer to avoid that if I can. But it's a really good app. I really like it. And so that's what I'm looking at right now. And I did this research about a month or so ago. So right now I feel very fuzzy about all the research that I did. I just know that I really like Komoot. I prefer Footpath if it didn't have the subscription. If I could just pay one deal, um, or for a feature. Same thing with Trailforks. I was going to get it when they had a special for Christmas, and it turns out it wasn't really that good of a deal. You had to get the outside or some other company that they join up with, and I didn't want the other website. I didn't want the other app, so I didn't go with Trailforks. I just stood pat. I got the Komoot for $20 to get the whole world of maps on my phone, and I've been working with that. And when I went on a couple of rides, it actually worked very well. Oh, one other thing. Here's what I really like about Komoot and Footpath. When I get on my bicycle, I can either have it on my watch or attach it to my phone, and I believe you can also put it on um, your Garmin, and it basically is a GPS device. It'll tell you to bear right, turn left, so you go on the route that you were expecting. That is definitely something that I want. I want to be able to have an app that's going to direct me down the right path, so I don't go down a double diamond that I didn't want to go down and then have to backtrack 2 miles or whatever uphill to get back to where I was supposed to turn. So this is what I'm looking for in an app. I want it to be able to work on a watch. I need to work on my phone, and I want to be able to route plan. I want to be able to research the routes that I'm going on, so I know that they're not too difficult for me and not too easy either. And then what was it? Oh, and to notify somebody where I am if I get in trouble. Maybe I just have to use several different apps. I'm not really sure. I really hope there's one out there. So if anyone has any suggestions on an app that they use that they think would be best, please feel free to let me know in the comments. I could use everybody's expertise because I'm really starting out on this. Strava is the only one I've used extensively, but Strava does not help me in the planning phase that I want to do, where I'm looking at the routes, seeing if they're too difficult, and then of course drawing the route and then getting the basically GPS directions turn by turn. All right, thanks for watching. I know it's a little convoluted. I don't plan on doing it like this, but I haven't done one in a while. I just figured I need to get something out there, let you guys know I'm still alive, and that I'm super excited about this season.